So we have a sister who's a model. She's of a darker complexion, and she's speaking on the fact that she, amongst many other models of a darker complexion, are forced to cut their hair really short. Take a look.
Did they ask you to cut your hair?
They did. And I told them this, and I was like, every dark skinned model has to have short hair.
And
I
why?
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with the fact that they have to style it.
Would you have loved to keep your hair?
Yes.
Approximately 63% of Black women models are bald versus 1.25% of white women models. Yikes. At what point do you call this an orchestration and not an oversight? At what point do you call it what it is? Racism.
I'm sorry, but that's an absolute cop out. The fact that that's such a low number of people of another race that don't have to cut their hair short, and the astronomical percentage of Black women that have to cut their hair. And I firmly believe that, there is that element of, them using that excuse that they can't manage Black women's hair. But there are so many products that can be used to manage Black women's hair. But more importantly, there's a lack of the amount of Black hairstylists that they hire in this industry. That would be the best case scenario. But the problem is this anti-Black racist attitude and ideologies and behaviors and the lack of care about Black women and Black models that they're in this situation. And then what happens? They end up putting wigs on and things like that to cover up their hair when really they want to have their natural hair displayed. But if you want to be in this industry, they're not willing to invest in a Black hairstylist. And that's the problem. So, if I were these sisters, I would get out of that industry. I would, because they are not respecting of Black women. Because if it cared because if it mattered to them, they would make sure that these Black women's hair was managed. They would make a point of investing and learning about products and services that can be used for Black people's hair, but they're not interested. So why are we interested in being in an industry that frowns upon us in that way, that disrespects us in that way, that dehumanizes us in that way? I believe Black women are the beauty standard is not matched. Like, the discrimination is beyond unacceptable and outrageous. So sisters, get out of that industry or start your own modeling agency where it's just the sisters, run by the sisters, run by Black men and women, owned, operated, managed, everything. That's what we need to do. We need to start separating. Okay? Separating. People are using the word segregation. I'm using separation. Pretty much the same thing. But that's what we need to do. We need to start building and investing in our own major institutions, infrastructures, companies, businesses, organizations, everything. Separation is what it needs to be. Okay? Stop looking for handouts, stop begging for handouts, and stop complaining about it. Let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this. And until next time, I shall see you again. Sisters, stay away from that industry. Please be safe, everyone.